All right, cool. So we here, Coach Brown, my former head coach here. Like I told him, we got the shirt on. Conference Champs 2017. So yeah, man, this is something new. Like I say, it's been a long journey to now being on YouTube, being a former athlete, and just the things that I went through in my journey as an athlete. I'm using now to carry on with me in my life. And this man right here, as you see, was a major influence on my life. So I was like, I was just thinking, like, man, how can I kind of get this out there? And I was like, well, I might as well hit up Coach Brown, and here we are today. So, like, and one thing just to add there, he's always kept his word as a coach too. And from a player, that's not something that happens all the time. So, once again, before we even get started, Coach, I appreciate you doing that. Yeah. So, for the people who don't know a lot about Last Chance U, so Coach Brown, he's from Compton, California. He played at Compton Community College, All-American and All-Academic. Played at Fort Hays State, All-American there as well. Broke school records in 2 years. Got in camp with the Chiefs, did a little with them. Played arena football with the Bakersfield Blitz, Chicago Rush, and the Los Angeles Avengers. He coached at Compton Community College, Long Beach, Cabrillo High School, offensive coordinator at Garden City. And then, after that, Independence, where he was my head coach. Got there in 2017 from 2019. Author of a book now, Hate Me Now, Love Me Later. Y'all go check that out. Host of the Coach JB Show. And also Twitter, big on Twitter, the real Coach _JB. So.
Look at that shit, that sound effects.
Yeah, man. So,
hey, first of all, let everybody know you was always you was one of the more mature young men we had. And that's why, number one, I know you're gonna ask questions, but like that's what stuck out to me. Number one, you already was at a D1. I knew I'd done research, talked to coaches about you, but I already knew you had an older soul and a mature one. Oh, yeah. And I wanted to blend those guys with the young high school knucklehead, or I call them the shitbird transfer kids. Well, I already knew that's what, and we'll get into your questions. I know you have one of them, and that's why I love you out the gate, and that's why it was you're one of the more rewarding scholarships to get you back D1 was like one of my top priorities.
Man, that was crazy story.
Tulsa, it wasn't too far away from Indy for you, but you got to go there at least and play and fucking, at least and do your thing. Go be the guy, not the other guy. And it was rewarding to see that. And there's certain guys that that hit different. So that was one of the things that I just wanted to say that out there at the gate first. So glad to see you doing well, man. It's been a while.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate it, Coach, for sure. It's definitely been a long time. I was counting earlier. It's been like 7 years.
Damn.
It's been a long time. And I still remember a lot of those times like it was yesterday. I was talking to some of my homies earlier. I was just telling them, like, man, they was like, man, I don't know how you did it. I'm like, it was a great time. Like, we might have been in that little small town, but I had some of the best memories of my college experience in that time.
Look at that shirt you popping. Look at that shirt you popping.
Yeah, right. Gotta say it one more time. 2017. So, Dream U, you know what I'm saying? So they started Dream U like the year before I got there. And then I got to come be a part of Dream U, and it really happened. So, like Coach said, he got me back to D1, got me to Tulsa. And when he recruited me, that's what he told me he was going to do. He said, I'll get you back D1 on full scholarship. I'm like, okay, that's all I need to hear. So, and I remember the call like it was yesterday. So I was at home. I'm trying to figure out where I'm about to go, leaving USC. You called me. He was like, yeah, man, I really can't even recruit you like I want to. I'm going to just be honest with you. He was like, it's July. We're about to start camp. So I'm just giving it to you like it is. He was like, I need an athletic D tackle. We got a lot of big guys. We need somebody who can move. I remember the conversation like it was yesterday. And then you were like, shoot, we got Netflix coming. You can come be a part of that. And then I can get you back D1. He was like, I can't really come visit and send you out here and do all that. But I'll get you here. I'll take care of you, and I'll get you where you want to be. And here we are today.
The part is like a lot of those JUCOs, especially coaches that had a shot at a D1 as a coach, as an assistant, they think they're like better than the kid. And what happens is they won't even they'll do some BS. They'll have an assistant call. Oh, there's a guy that's leaving South Carolina, or he's leaving wherever, and they'll call and to me it's no investment. Like there wasn't one transfer that I did not personally talk to or get or recruit myself. Jermaine Johnson obviously was a high school kid, but I personally told my staff, I got him. I got Juwan. I got this. Like I went after all those guys myself because it just means more. A lot of coaches don't understand that. And especially when it's your name on the title of head coach of that particular spot. I was like, it's on me to get you a new scholarship. It's on me to get Jermaine graduated and get him on to the next place. It's on me, not my assistant coach, because at the end of the day, they're going to blame me regardless if you failed. So might as well do it yourself. So that is just kind of my that was my philosophy when I called you. I remember that shit in my office that late summer. It was already summer. We're about to start. We lost a guy, D1, a kid that didn't even play. We lost him, so I'm like, hey, that's my job. I wasn't going to hold anyone. I was going to try to move him on. Allen, quarterback Allen, he's in our chat, my show every day. And same with him. He could have stayed another year. I got him on. He went to UTSA as an early grad. And I was like, dog, that's what it's about. It's not about, nobody cares about JUCO. No, nobody cares like who won the last national championship in junior college. Nobody can even tell you if you asked them on the street. So they don't care. So I'm like, why am I going to hold that? It's about the D1 that's going to be remembered. Oh, he got a bowl ring at Tulsa. He won the Natty at Alabama. Jermaine went on to Florida State ACC Player of the Year on defense. They don't even remember him at Indy. So I'll keep you there. You know what I mean? So let's move on. A lot of coaches are selfish, man. They treat kids as a piece of meat in the meat market, and unfortunately, that's what happens at the D1 level too. And that's probably why I'll never coach at that level, or again, probably after they blackballed my ass. But the end of the day is it was all about the kid, not the coach, not me. It ain't about me. It's about us. That's what the motto was in the room, in the staff room. And they got us those shirts. First bowl win in school history. And you guys were part of all that. Yeah. And it's crazy. You go to Tulsa when the bowl game was right there outside of Tulsa.
Man, literally. And then played against a bunch of guys that I played with in the bowl game that went from NEO to Tulsa. Yeah, that was crazy. And you mentioned Jermaine. I remember Jermaine. So we had D-Block. For y'all that don't know, we had one of the best D lines in JUCO. Jermaine Johnson, first round pick.
In the country, probably Division I too.
Yeah, like literally.
First round pick, NFL player,
Pro Bowl. Yeah. We had Emmett Gooden, top ranked recruit. Me,
Tennessee.
SEC went to Tennessee. DT went to UNC Charlotte. Marquaylen went to Eastern Michigan. TJ went to
Marshall. You had younger guys too.
Chance,
Colorado,
and Jamar, Colorado. It's just so many people.
Arkansas State.
Man, all them and there's plenty more people and it's just crazy because the way we all bonded and achieved that one goal, we all wanted to go D1. After that first game against the person right there in that screen, we all had that realization. What was it? Humble pop. We had that humble pop. Yeah, and then after that, we said, okay, man, look, if we're gonna go D1, we can't be out here losing all these games. So we got.
I think I said hit reset or something.
Oh yeah, and then we definitely hit reset with all that running in the morning after that loss, and we got right. I remember that, man. That was crazy.
I was like, dog. I knew in my mind we had a better roster than anybody in the country, and I'm like, we get waxed like that. It's only one reason, and that simply was because those cameras and lights were too bright for most of that. They thought, they saw Netflix on another show. I never watched it, but it was at East Mississippi first. And everybody was like, we're on this shit. I think everybody just was. After that, we kind of calmed down. And that's why having you, like I started off this interview, having older guys that were mature that could at least relax the young cats and get them back on tune. And we go on and win whatever, 9-10 in a row. And it was like, that's what bonded. That was the difference between that year and the next year, where we basically had the same amount of talent. Another 40 guys went D1 the next year too, and we go 2-8. But that's when the nucleus was bad. That's when they wanted to be there for the wrong reasons. You guys wanted to be there. You didn't give a shit about Netflix. You wanted to be there to get a Scally, to bond, to be cool, to chill, and play. And that was it. The next year they wanted to be on Netflix. There was females coming to school there just to be hopefully caught on camera. There was cats coming that we never even talked to, just jumping up on campus. It was just such a bad nucleus that no one will ever understand that part of it. And when you coach long enough, dog, you're going to have one of those years.
Yeah, no, that's true for sure. Dang, you see, I never really even thought about that because I was wondering, like, why wasn't it the same? Because the talent was there, but I see what you're saying. Because when we started off, the cameras was new to us. We didn't even like think about it too much. Like,
plus the next year we had 4 damn quarterbacks get hurt within the first like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
that didn't hurt. That didn't help either. But hey, you know, I used to tell you guys, win 6 days, the 7th day will take care of itself. The next year we lost 6 days out the week. You know, Jawan, what I mean, your fan base probably don't know, but like we won in the community, in the weight room, in class, y'all was on time, y'all. We had knuckleheads doing dumb shit, but that's what it is. That's how you learn how to be a man. The next year we lost in the community. Cats was still in. They was missing the weights. They was getting cut every day because I was like, and so your guys' year, you won every day of the week, and you won on Saturdays, the 7th day. The next year, we lost every day of the week, and guess what? We lost every one of those games by 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. That just tells you didn't deserve to win.
Nah, yeah, that's
so nice to tell them, y'all don't deserve to win. So it really matters on how you are during the week. Like it's period. That's how that's what I think as a coach. But
yeah. So that kind of answered a lot of my questions. Cause I was going to ask what made you think that, you know, why did we have such a good bond as a team? But I also feel like a lot of that, like I say, was because of you, because like we could never, it was just like, it was always like a lot of us had father figures in our lives and a lot of us didn't, but it's like, we could still look to you as that. Like, you know, even if we do something dumb, we know what the response is going to be, which I guess would lead me into the next thing. Hear the message, not the tone. Because I remember you used to say that all the time. And that's something when I'm coaching at the high school and training guys, like I literally still tell them that to this day. Like, hear the message, not the tone. Like, how did that like come about? Like, what, you know, led to that?
Yeah, because dog, when you get certain guys, and especially a lot of kids that's raised by single mothers, that's just the inner city demographic, right? Me being from Compton, understanding it, being in it myself, then recruiting for 20 plus years, all mostly inner city cats. When you have a single mother, you learn that a mother and a father are completely different as how they raise their son, not their daughters, their sons. And a son needs a man in their life, regardless of unfortunate mishaps. You don't have your real daddy. You do. You have a brother, uncle, whatever. So when I took that on as a young coach way back in the day, because I'm as JUCO gets, I understood it because my roster when I played for my coach was the exact same. It didn't change. 100 cats, maybe 3 of them had a daddy. Everybody else looked to the coach. And if the coach steered you wrong, you're setting this young cat up for failure, which he's already accustomed to by not having a father figure in his life at the house, right? Yeah. So I was like, I'll never do that. I'll never set a cat up for failure. So when I took that on 20 years prior, I was like, look, these cats have always heard BS, or they've been nurtured by a mother. No offense to her, and she wasn't trying to do nothing wrong, but she just doesn't know how to raise a man the way that he needs to be raised. Yeah. She's not going to tell him no when he needs to hear no. She's going to say yeah for the most part to appease him. And I remember that like crazy. I talked to DJ all the time, who's coaching now D1, and I helped him get on at BYU with one of my good friends, Kalani Sataki. Got him there as a GA, and then it took off from there. Followed the coach. Now he's at Northern Colorado, coaching. I was like, I remember when they transferred in, and we're doing roll, and he's like, whatever he said his name was, and and my guy was taking roll, and I said I just ripped his ass about his whatever he said, some cool name. He still to this day remembers it and was like, "Man, you checked me on that shit. I thought I was gonna become cool guy at a JUCO because I was already at a D1." And we talk and mess around all the time to this day. But it's like a woman wouldn't have done that. She would have just allowed it and kept pushing, and then who knows what he would have became. He may not have become what he is right now. And that's just what I wanted to push all you guys to. And I told you all the time, coaching and correction is not criticism. And listen to the tone and there's a difference between the tone and the message. I said, just because I yell don't mean shit. It don't mean I don't love y'all. It don't mean that it's never personal. And I think too many cats get caught up in their feelings. And the ones that get caught up in their feelings, dog, are the ones that usually probably aren't very good. B, they know they're going to get cut, so they go do something dumb, still in the dorm, rob McDonald's. They'll do something to get kicked out because they know they're not good enough, and they make excuses. And that's just in life, period. And you'll run across them in your regular everyday life. I'm sure you have already, but that's what you have. The guys that want to get coached up and listen to the message, not the tone, and understand corrections, not criticism, they succeed, like you guys, like all those guys that went on and got D1 scholarships and graduated and went on. Those are the guys that understand it. It ain't personal. It's only business.
Yeah, nah, definitely. Yeah, and that's the message I try to relate now. And I feel like it's even harder as the generations get younger because it's just completely different. Like everything is different. So it's kind of hard now, like coaching sometimes and trying to translate to a new age of how coaching works. So but I definitely try to relay that all the time, hear the message, not the tone. So I know we talked a little bit about like Netflix. How do you think like that, do you think it portrayed like a good light, for JUCO and all that? I feel like it did. It brought a lot of good publicity to JUCO, made it more known, more respected for sure. Now they put more emphasis on guys in the league that's from different JUCOs and all that. So like, how do you think, that helped, like us being on Netflix? How do you think that helped?
It's probably, it's a, what do they say? It's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
Probably was, like, for certain guys, they didn't show, they manipulated it, edited certain things. I haven't watched a full episode of that show yet. I haven't gone through a whole episode whatsoever. Listen, to me, it's like, it was real. As real as I know. Everything was authentic. It's just a matter of how they edited stuff.
They put it together and portrayed things. Yeah.
So like, I'm probably I'll never get a job again because of the show. And the problem that bothers me is my last year coaching is 2-8. Like, that's an ego thing, right? Still sent 40 guys D1 that year. Still helped a lot of kids. That's not an issue that most folks won't understand. But for me, egotistically, that's why I had to read this book Lane Kiffin sent me, messing with me. Ego is the enemy, right? I used to have to be like, damn, 2-8 in my last year coaching. That's like, I can't imagine Bill Belichick right now, 15 wins away from the all-time NFL wins column as a coach. The winningest coach ever. He's 15. Yeah. I'm thinking, damn, do they keep him away from that? Do they not want him to do it? Like, why they didn't hire him? He's the winningest coach of all time. Why he don't got a job? And I look back in certain things, I make it relative. I'm like, that's an ego scorn that just hurt my ego. 2-8. So if I want to get one last shot, I want to go out like, on top, winning something, or at least winning record. But people don't realize, like, the way they depicted me in that is because how they massaged it and edited it. And you filmed me for 5,000 hours, and the world got to see 16 hours.
Yeah.
Because 2 8-hour episodes, 8 episode seasons. And it's amazing how many hours you don't see. And man,
you see way more. You don't see nowhere near as much as you do see. Yeah. And that's what I tell a lot of people a lot of time. They be like, oh man, you played for Coach Brown. I know you didn't. I'm like, shoot, that was my favorite coach I ever had. Like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. It's just the way it's portrayed. But like, That's just
people that blows my mind. Joy, like, is people really, I'm half loved, half hated. It's crazy that people don't realize, like, do you think the entire roster was going to try to throw me in the lake if it wasn't that relationship? Yeah. Like, cats can't really see through anything nowadays. They're so stuck on social media and thinking it's this way. Why would it? People can't see through the BS, and it blows my mind. I was like, yeah, you think I was going to let my guys try to throw me in the lake if I was such an asshole to those guys that you didn't see? On the field is a business. This is the time this is my time, and I'm going to give you the all out best effort as a coach that promised you a scholarship. You give me the best effort back on these grid lines. After that, as long as you ain't doing nothing dumb, cats act like
it's all love, yeah.
Get your ass out of that door, Joel. Like, cats act like it was a military. Like, yeah, I give a fuck about whatever else you did, as long as you didn't do nothing dumb, didn't do nothing with the female.
Literally, and that's what I tell people. That's why I was like, bro, we had so much fun. We winning, like. Bro, it's just when it's time to handle business, it's time to handle business, like you said. And like
every game day, but cats don't know where I took y'all somewhere.
Oh, we used to eat good. I ain't gonna lie, we ate you too. If y'all don't know, I promise you, we ate better than any JUCO in the country. I'll be trying to remember the name of that one restaurant we used to go to. It was like a buffet.
Oh, the one on the way back from like
from like Iowa Central.
Yeah.
Man, I'm talking about we used to eat good now, YouTube. Don't let Netflix fool you. Like, now the cafeteria food may not have been.
Yeah, that food.
That wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
That's why I took care of y'all outside. Because it's right, like, And man, then go through college. I had you at the university on the way to KC or Iowa State or Nebraska, wherever we would practice at those universities, just to give you guys a glimpse of what it was back. The guys that never was at a D1. We had a lot of guys at D1s before, so they saw it, but the young kids. So, like, they don't show any of that. They showed us in the Chiefs organization because I happened to get a shot there. I knew the equipment guy. He hooked us up, brought us in. You see those clips of, like, who was it? Jamal or whoever clowning me and talking 2 Cadillacs, 4 Cadillacs. You've seen all those clips, but, like, by the way, Jamal's like a heavyweight boxer, dog, like undefeated. Dang. Out here in Cali, yeah. Jamal Scott, the running back.
Dang, I didn't know that. Oh man, I gotta check him out. That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, they just edited certain things, and it's like unfortunate because it's all about clicks, and this is the world we live in. Social media, same thing for them guys. It was the highest rated show on Netflix for 2 years for a reason, and I'm sure they made a lot of money, and I didn't make a dime. And Joanne, shit, it's got so real that I've had so many lawyers approach me about suing Netflix and. You can't get a coach out no more the way they depicted you and blah, blah, blah. The issue that I have is they don't show like Nick Saban coming in the office and shooting the shit with me, telling my boss how well orchestrated and structured this JUCO is for the JUCO. The kids' pants are pulled up. They talk to us. They shake our hands after practice. And it's like, what? This is D1 at a JUCO. And then they don't show that. They just show me yelling at Marquise King in Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about edits and clicks, dog. And it was unfortunate because all those same kids, Carlos Thompson, who I talk to all the time, Emmett, I've had Malik on this show, Raheem on this show, Calvin Jackson on this show. I've had Delrick on this show. I've had Coy Dang on this show. I've had everybody on this show and on my show every morning. And they all say the same. And everyone's like, oh, you mess with Coach Brown? I just got Malik a contract in the CFL.
Yeah, I saw that. That's
so like cats just are ignorant, though. They really don't know, and they should just stay in their lane.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. Like, and a lot of people they just won't know because they never been there. And it's just like the bond that we had as a JUCO is stronger than high school, stronger than college, stronger than NFL, all that, because you really are at not the bottom, but basically the bottom, trying to get to the top or back to the top. And if you've already been at the top and you got to go down, that's why we had a lot of that. So I feel like, that's why we really bonded as a team. But what would you say, like, were some of maybe your favorite memories from that year?
I choked these dudes, man. I choked the fuck out of the dude because when I left there for a fucking reason. I guarantee that motherfucker don't want to see me at the fucking 50 either. Beat the fuck out of these dudes. Val Mays can cover you, CJ. That's their starting corner. We cut them. But are you motherfuckers gonna step up and fucking rise to the challenge and beat the fuck out of us? We'll take the ball. Want the ball? You motherfuckers better be ready to play. I should have socked his bitch ass in the face. Fuck that motherfucker. You motherfuckers better be fucking ready to play. Fuck these dudes. Your ass ain't ready to play. You should fucking go home.
But when I see clips like these that have 30, 50, 70 million views, and I don't even know, and it's like I get texts all the time, Coach JB, you trending on a TikTok again? Like this was last week.
People have sent me TikToks to you too.
Yeah, then they had my voice on the college football game. So I'm telling you right now on your show, if College Football 24 drops and my voice is on it, I'm suing the shit out them. The cool part is 13 of those coaches I got D1 jobs for. They don't ever talk about that either.
Yep.
So and that was 101 guys D1 in 3 years, the most of any JUCO in the history of JUCO football. I sent 13 coaches D1, but they ain't going to talk about it. They're not going to praise me over this shit, and I don't care. I sleep at night, Juwan, just like you do, for what we did in between the lines and what accomplishments were done in the betterment of the person, not wins and losses. Junior college wins and losses means diddly shit. Nobody gives a shit. It's not saving your life. It ain't keeping you out of jail. It ain't getting you a scholarship. Wins and losses at the JUCO mean nothing. Pretty rings we got and all that. You know, I took care of you. We got the ring. We got the first bowl ring in school history. We happen to do it on a global show like Last Chance U, which was a stressor in itself, because if we'd have been fucking 0-10, I'd be the laughing stock. So it's just people don't realize like there's a lot to it, but I'm glad we got what we did. We put our footprints in the sand forever in the history of junior college football. And we did it on that show, and nobody could take that away.
Yep. Yeah, and that's I feel like that's what I say, it's just the life things that I feel like carry the most, because I honestly forget about the show all the time until somebody sends me a clip or something. But it's crazy because I think about the guys all the time. I got a lot of guys on Snap and other social media, so we still be in contact. Nino just followed me on Instagram earlier. So
I got him on the show.
Yeah, so people just not going to understand, but the bond that we had was definitely strong, and I feel like, that's why we succeeded in that little small town. We definitely brought a lot of happiness to the town with all the kids and the stuff you say we was doing in the community. Then also they didn't show we had like the parents out there, that used to come take care of us. So each player, we all had like a whole family that literally took care of us.
I started that. I was like, I told everybody, I was like, look, these cats are out of not in this area. Y'all ain't used to, let's be real, a bunch of black folks in this town.
Oh yeah. Hell.
And I said, let me get this damn community to understand that y'all been shitty for 35 years. So for us to go do this thing the right way, you're gonna have to break your whatever barriers y'all have as a community. And understand that these cats are coming from out of state. I'm going to make sure they're not doing no dumb shit. Y'all help me out. And they love y'all. We had all them old white folks that were taking y'all in and loving it.
All that. Giving it.
Derek had and most of them had some paper. Yeah. So, they're feeding you on the weekends. You got the house. They got pools. Emmett was loving it. Emmett still talks to Hugo's, and Derek still talks to the people all those people that own John Deere, everybody out there that took you guys in, a lot of you still talk to those families. So they don't do that shit no more. Yeah. And I heard it's crazy up there. So that's just a whole nother thing. So, I'm glad we did what we did. And at least you had some sort of comfort outside that dorm.
People ask me all the time, how was it at Last Chance U? And I tell people, I was like, I was good. So I ain't really, he didn't have to really cuss me out like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was one of the things, you know what I'm saying?
You don't realize that. Like, look, like, first of all, it ain't personal. And then if you do get cussed out, you probably got cussed out for a reason, and it's probably a good thing. And if I don't cuss you out, you either A, just on your P's and Q's, or B, you're a shitbird and I got to cuss you out, but I love you still. I'm trying to mold your ass. So, like, people don't understand what it meant. Like, there ain't nobody that made it, not got cut, or not did some dumb shit. Nobody that's made it that I don't talk to this day. Sure. You know, everybody I brought out there became the head coach after I left, and I'm glad I got to put a word in for him with the boss, you know, with Tammy before I left, and then since then they've still kept at least an attachment of that, and that's when I created Dream. Every job I ever taken, I always created some sort of either an acronym based win, what's important now, or Dream You is the motto. That was our catchphrase. Every year, everywhere I go, I'll do a new one. I did different ones everywhere I've been. And then Dream You latched on. And you know, I took that just because I knew about the Last Chance You. So I said, let me steal that and use our own thing. And it became a household name, obviously. But, you know, it is what it is, man. People don't really understand it unless you lived it. And that's why I can't stand an assumption-making person, especially who's never been in it. Coach, player, any of those things, who are just sitting there bagging groceries all day, and then they're sitting there judging you. Oh, Coach Brown, asshole. You don't know shit. But that's how it goes. That's how life is, too. Do you know that?
Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure. Well, I know we run out of time here. So, like I say, for y'all that don't know, here go another inside look at how Last Chance You really was. Y'all see how I act on my car channel? I cut up a little bit on the car channel, but I keep it to a minimum. You know what I'm saying? So I try to put a good message out there for the kids. So while we on here, y'all go check out the food giveaway vlog and all the other vlogs. More giveaway stuff coming for the community. And like I say, a lot of that came from stuff that we did at Indy. So I appreciate you getting on here, Coach. Responding. Like I say, I played for a lot of coaches that would have just left my message on red or act like I didn't exist no more. So like I say, we haven't talked in years, and you hit me back in like a minute, like literally. So a lot of y'all don't believe all the stuff that you see out there on Netflix and all that. And anything that happened, it was for a reason. And if you ask anybody that played for Coach Brown, when he got on our ass, we deserved it. Or it was to motivate us. Like when we played Garden City, and then we beat the #1 team in the country. And he got on our ass, and we got the job done. So like I say, man, you just had to be there. And I appreciate you once again, Coach. Is always love forever. Whenever I get married one day, I'll send you the invite. But I appreciate it, man. Like I say,
you get older, Jawan. I got to be the pallbearer for one of my best friends growing up this week in Compton, man. Legendary dude. Passed away, unfortunately, man. 51 years old. So I got to go be the pallbearer this week. And then, you know, I tell people all the time, the young people go to weddings, and as you get older, you go to funerals. It's a part of life, man. Life is a thief, and it's unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. And anytime you want me, brother, you know, hit me up, and I'm gonna get you on my show too.
Okay, yeah, for sure, we can do that. Yeah.
I'll get you on my show, man, and you know, we get 3,000-4,000 people live every morning, and get you in there and talk that talk.
Yeah, it's definitely been a journey since Indy, so I love to get on there, you know, talk about that. So.
No doubt. Yeah. Bet. I'll I'll holler at you. I appreciate you.